The next big thing is it's absolutely something in the public blockchain space, right? It's something I call the or people call the internet of value, right? I think what the internet has allowed us is to exchange information. This next world is the first time, starting with Bitcoin, we're able to exchange something of value on the internet. And so that will open everything of commerce to trades to property rights. And so the next big thing is absolutely, one of the titles of my talks was, this is absolutely bigger than the smartphone, is this internet of value. And so the next big thing is all built around just the simple idea of encryption, because once you have encryption implemented, then you have digital property, and now you can exchange things on the internet. And so I can't name one company, although there are a few companies that we invested in that are extremely promising, like FTX, for example. But this whole space of the internet of value, being able to exchange things of the so-called digital property, right? We're this far into the stage in the information age, and there is no laws or regulation around digital property. Once that's defined, that will unleash the next web.
What is the future of gaming? Because you were the head of HTC Vive, the VR headset company. There's still evolution going on there into 5K video and 120 hertz refresh rates, 120-degree field of view. It's evolving. But you know what? The sandbox, if you will, for gaming is vast. But have we reached the potential yet?
I think the way people are designing the future workplace or the future, education spaces, a lot of it is taken from what we learned about gaming. Although gaming is not the point, right? I would say we're using gaming methods. Obviously what Fortnite is doing with Epic, when they're building sort of these metaverse worlds where people interact, and we're learning a lot about how people are behaving and interacting in these virtual worlds. And so I think the key battle is the metaverse, right? What are we doing? How are we learning? How are we thinking? How are we interacting in these virtual worlds? And everything that we do in the physical world are more and more being shifted into the virtual worlds. And then our virtual worlds, the time we spend on it will become more and more valuable. And so I think using gaming metaphors to design these worlds is a great start. But I do think at the end of the day, we need to design spaces and tools in this virtual world that will help us be more productive, which is part of our thesis at Raise Capital. We're investing in more productive remote work virtual spaces, for example.
Much has been made during the pandemic of the so-called Taiwan mafia. I don't know if that's an appropriate term, but a number of Taiwanese Americans perhaps coming back to Taiwan from Silicon Valley. Are you seeing a significant brain influx from Silicon Valley to Taiwan?
Absolutely. I would say Taiwan punches above its weight in terms of the number of successful entrepreneurs that are Taiwanese in the Valley, right? I think the Taiwanese in the Valley is kind of like, Serbia or Australia in the NBA. Based on their population, the number of represent Australians or Serbians being such a small country, the number of NBA players and talent that they have. Taiwan being such a small country, as you said, like Jerry Yang of Yahoo, Steve Chen of YouTube, Kevin Lin of Twitch, Jensen of NVIDIA. I mean, the list goes on in terms of successful entrepreneurs, Taiwanese in the Valley. And so, yeah, I do see a lot of, Taiwan. In fact, we're in active process of helping more of these Taiwan entrepreneurs to come back. And so, yeah, and Taiwan has been missing that, right? And so now we have a set of, talented engineers, but then a lot of people from Silicon Valley who are great, who have a great sense of product, right, and services. We're hoping that combination will spark new ideas and new companies and new startups, which is what a lot of the people and the entrepreneurs from the Valley are doing right now. We're getting together on a regular basis. we're trying to pair teams with local teams with that talent, and a lot of sparks has been kind of ignited in this process.
How representative are you of the next generation of visionary Taiwanese business leaders who are going beyond, hopefully for Taiwan as it diversifies, beyond the contract manufacturing model?
I would say like my aunt that started HTC, my uncle Via, they started a new generation of investments and a new kind of frontier with technology, obviously with semiconductors and smartphones. And I think I learned a lot from that. I think I grew up, listening and understanding everything from IC design and semis, and then later having an opportunity to work at HTC and learning everything from product management to, I've been involved in shipping over 100 million phones, so I'm very familiar with the building, the design, the engineering to the marketing, sales, and distribution of the whole smartphone business. And then, yeah, I would say the next generation is really understanding the implications of that, right? Understanding now, okay, 5 billion or so plus people having this handheld computer in their hands. What does that mean, right? What are kind of the new things that will impact and have a deep influencing kind of characteristic for the way we behave and interact with computing in the future?
Do you see, though, your ancestors who built up modern Taiwan's tech industry as being a real springboard for people such as yourself? Do you feel a personal responsibility to carry on that legacy?
I would have put that much burden on myself. I would say that I see our role as a potentially critical role, whether I'm able to deliver that and play a role in that. I think I'm well positioned to do so, but do I feel personally burdened? I would say yes and no.